The world as we know it today is only made possible by current technologies and the idea of an informational network society. Without an advancing of new technology, the globalized societies that we live in today would not exist, as these network societies have removed an element of government censorship, as our governments are one of the many parts that make up this network. The academic theory presented by Manuel Castells in The Contours of the Network Society identifies contemporary society as a network society made possible by new information and communication technologies, which are both a necessary condition for an extractable dimension of that society, and pose complex results and challenges. This presentation will revolve around how his academic theory applies in the real world. Put simply, the new information technologies are not the cause of the social transformation, but without these technologies, the processes that lead to social transformation could not happen. The life world of youth in the information society draws on the effects that a globalized information society has on regular people, especially the youths of our generation. The mediated environment of young people has developed so quickly and to such an extent that we can no longer understand the life world of young people as separate from the media, which goes to show how much of an impact it has. Connected, or what it means to live in a network society, builds upon this idea, stating the insidious thing about electronic networks is that they are always there, whether you pay attention to them or not. Moving on, here I have 3 diagrams, each diagram representing one stage in the cycle of the modern network society and how it has changed over time. The first diagram represents the theoretical sharing of information between 3 global superpowers, including Australia, the USA, and China. However, while this concept is partially correct, if we look at the second diagram, we can see that the information shared between separate network societies is filtered by government and regulatory bodies, with varying amounts of censorship for each country. Moving on to diagram 3, we can see that through the evolution of technology, a gateway has been created to bypass these filters and create the globalized societies we know today, with raw, unfiltered information about practically every country and every topic being available at the press of a button. With the prevalence of modern mainstream media and the internet, the amount of accessibility to new information is unmatched and has allowed the global society as a whole to transform into an almost decentralized network of sorts. This means that there is no central point of the network around the globe, rather spread out in all the different reaches, coming together through technology to become what we know it today. While there is exceeding amounts of evidence to support this concept being true, academic papers such as Information Society as Theory or Ideology argue that the whole concept of an information society is fallacy, rather suggesting that it is human capital that creates a society, but because of what we do, our knowledge level and intelligibility, rather than what technology has allowed us to accomplish. Globalization has had a massive impact on the amount of control governments have nowadays. With the lack of censorship and the constant social upheaval for political transparency, the media that we consume is very different to what we would have, say, 5 or 10 years ago. For example, for countries like China and Russia, it has almost removed the Iron Curtain which they hide behind and brought to light issues unbeknownst to the rest of the world till now. The cooperation between our network and other social and national networks is the key behind this movement, as it presents a more organised, unfiltered view of the modern world, open to interpretation rather than presented by our governments in a hierarchical manner. Thank you for listening.